she was communicating with me that she didn't know why. She was just crying and crying and crying and crying until finally she came back to Tokyo. And we didn't know anything. She didn't know why, but she just felt some emotional feeling. And then about maybe it's not even 1 year ago, but let's say about a year ago, we found out that her great 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 ancestors were descendants of the samurai. What do they call this guy? Yasuke. The Yasuke, who was the black samurai who came from Mozambique in so many, what time I cannot tell, I think in the 10 AD or 10 something, uh, were black people. So her generation, her DNA, her ancestral line came from that line. So her going to Africa and having that emotional feeling may be due to the fact that her ancestors were in Africa. So she being a Japanese without any knowledge that they have had even any black blood in their line. Emotionally, the ancestors were just making her to feel that. And that was some lesson I have also learned. And my children are also learning and beginning to unravel all this past ancestral line that they have had in Japan, but originally was from Africa.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you so much, Robert. So just to clarify,
Mhm.
ultimately, it doesn't matter what life you're living in, you have to know your soul.
Yes, you need to
Is
know yourself here and know what you are here for and what you are supposed to do. That is
in your
what.
soul, though, your soul. How do you know like the purpose of your soul with all of these different, avatars that you end up having?
It is through initiation. When you are
Okay,
initiated, then that is where all these things are revealed to you.
okay,
And you begin to know who you are and what you should do, what your life should be.
okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Fatima. Thank you very much, too, for the question. AFA. AFA is a mathematical tool and has been laid down the rules and the regulations and the things that the AFA has, things that AFA will tell you are things that had been written down for thousands of years back. It is through the experience and experimentation of our ancestors, both from the Yoruba origin and to the Ewe origin, had written down over the years, and how that becomes what it is, I cannot tell. So when you throw the divination chain or the gumaga, if the gumaga is properly prepared, it will be able to pick the information, just like how I said earlier to Shadow King, is able to pick the information and then be able to dissect it, break it down. It's like it will come in a coded form, but then at the hand of a good priest, you will be able to break the codes down and be able to narrate it and tell your client uh, what the Afa is saying. But then, in the hands of someone who does not know Afa very well, is I won't say novice, but somebody who did not take the proper training, because the training is not only your initiation as into Afa. There are some other initiations inside Afa that is not usually open to the many people. A lot of people do not know. And when you get those initiation add up to your initiation and in the hands of a good teacher, you learn more. So Afa is a set down rules and regulation already, and it's like a mathematical equation where you know that when you x is equal to 2 plus 2 plus whatever in mathematics. So when you know it that way, so when you throw the chain and x comes, automatically you know where you are going. But the mirror is a pure, uh, what will I call this? Wait. The mirror is a pure psychic ability. It's the extra sensory perceptive ability. That's what the mirror is. So the mirror can also pick afar informations. Mirror can pick afar informations, just like if Polly Godo, you open your mirror and you throw your calories, and mirror will tell you Woli Godo. That is afar. So the mirror can pick uh, informations of afar, and you can be using the mirror to do afar divination without the divination chain or the gumaga. You can still do that. And upon that, the mirror uh, can tell names, locations, and can even describe a scenery that you will see. And when you are talking about it, the person you are divining for can clearly know what you are saying. Unlike Afar, Afar only describes things and it doesn't point out names directly. But Afar is deep. Even with that description, you will be able to know, or the person you are divining for will be able to know what you are saying. So I would say that the mirror is pure voodoo, has nothing to do with Fa. And it is to train your psychic abilities, whether you know Fa or you don't know Fa. The mirror can give you the informations in Afa, but Afa may not give you the informations of the mirror. It can speak like, if you want to do this, the mirror is what you should use. Afa can tell you like that, but it cannot break it down to that it is, let's say, the name of Kofi is the person who had been wrong or who has done this against you. But they can describe Kofi as, so there's a tall, slim person, a short, fat person like that. But it cannot give you the name. But then if you cast your mind upon the description, you may be able to say, oh, then it must be this. But the mirror will point it straight away and say, it is this person. And if you ask it, the mirror will tell you, okay, go another place and go and check if it is not this person. And you will get. So the accuracy of the mirror is in the diviner. And it is so also if anybody who knows Afa very well, they can also be accurate. So I won't say that the mirror is higher than the Afa or Afa is higher than the mirror. Maybe other people will say so because I know there are certain people when they come to me, they say they don't want me to use Afa for their divination because when Afa is telling the stories, they cannot relate. But when it comes to the mirror, they can relate to what the mirror is saying. So some people prefer that I use the mirror for divination. Like our recent trip to Europe, we brought Afa and we brought the mirror. And at one time, I was looking into the mirror, and Kofi was using the Afa, and we were communicating, and I was calling the names of the things, and Kofi was describing them. So they complement each other. You know, uh, uh, like I said earlier, it's not like to say which one is the greatest or which one is not the greatest. It is the one that you can use and find results for your client or for yourself or the people who wants to know. Any of them that works for you well should be the one you say, oh, is my best. But for me, the mirror is okay. I can use the mirror anytime. Like when somebody died and the people want to call the dead person or want to invoke the spirit of the dead person, the mirror is easier for me to use because in the mirror, you don't need to talk. You don't need to say anything even. You only touch you use the money to touch your head without speaking, rub your chest and rub your stomach and put it in the mirror and then we close it. You don't need to speak on it like in Afar where you speak on the money, whereby the person goes and say any language or speak in any language on the money before giving it to the oracle. For the mirror, you don't need to speak on the money at all. You just use the money to rub your head, rub your chest, rub your stomach, put it into the mirror. The mirror is going to come back with whatever is happening in your life. So when people are not very physically in front of me, it is difficult for me to use a mirror because the person cannot rub their head or their chest or stomach and put it in the mirror. Then, in that sense, AFA becomes uh, very handy in the sense that the person can speak on the money through the phone, and we give that one to the AFA oracle or the Gumaga, and then the Gumaga will go and break it down. But physically, when people are in front of me, if they want the mirror, it is also easy for me because they will just do, and then I send the mirror, and when the mirror comes back, it will alert me that it is back from its journey, because it's going to travel around you into your past, your present, and into your future. Go to visit the places that you had lived before, and if you plan to go into a new location, the mirror will go, the spirit in the mirror will go to all those places and then come back and give me information. Then I break it down for you. Because the mirror, as I said, they said there are voodoos in it. And these voodoos are the ones that I send. So even if a person is dead and you send it to go into Abrime, which means dead people's place, it will go and bring that person who died or bring the spirit of the person who died and start communicating. And every information that it will bring is so accurate, you'll be surprised that the people who have come to you, they know the information or had some information about the person, but the mirror will be able to break it all down without them even speaking a word. So I would just say they complement each other, and maybe any other divination too. But because I have done so many spiritual practices over many years, I cannot really say this is better than the other. Where I think that I will need the mirror, I use the mirror. And where I think that Afa should be used, I use Fa. But if you realize, it's because not many, you, my children, not all of you can easily hear the mirror. That's why I am
It's
concerned.
more difficult. It's
Yes.
more difficult for
So
sure.
that's
It
why
requires some more skill.
that's why I am concentrating on Fa, because at the end of the day, it is a laid down system which has been there for millennia. So if you are able to study it well, you will become a good diviner. But the mirror, it takes a lot of discipline and self-denials in order to master it. But as it goes, like in the case of Seiram, and now I think almost everybody, Maoli also is hearing, John is hearing, Kofi is also hearing, Seiram, he's also hearing because he was the mirror born in him already before he was giving birth. So it is easier for him to, even when he sits on the mat and is doing afa, it is the mirror who is talking to him directly. So I cannot tell.
Yes, very interesting.
So it is a
Very,
whole,
very
it's a whole lot of learning. So that's why I was explaining to Shadow King that it is not like you come and say, oh, you get mirror and go and you can see. You can have the mirror, but you will never see anything until you go through the proper training, and then you begin to get, because it's intuition. Yeah, it is intuition, because the information that the person who has come to you as a client is looking for, that information, when you send Abochi or send the mirror, the another name for Abochi is the mirror is Abochi. When you send it, that information is flowing like a wave, and you are supposed to see that wave and be able to pick it and break it down, whatever story is in that wave. I think that's the only way I can say it. But it's more difficult than Fa, honestly. It's more difficult than Fa, but it is not impossible. It is not impossible. Fa is more easier if you really learn. But the
Viera lo que me ahombese. Ya wele ngombe bila na yoma nyime no ngombe na kada. Me yo abuchi sakra kama chapa be adogo kotokoli ro ko kuma ku agbere mbere to no le cho franta mani fifi ni kwa bisikra o kofi to jamba ku o to kofi o to kofi atra kable yo mi e to be hamba to be ba vudu to ra we bi ma ya sa pasa bi ku ni ko to ko si no ko to keri ku na halo e me yo pata jo ma ko fa kama vole vole chimo vole fudo me bere ko kulu kwato ko fa me jo gonyo he jo gonyo me to ya mo ju to am kware pe veni le me ko to ba jo tu zo ple du me no te pere ka jo pata be le ha fi jo vo ba jo ye jo pata o be fia jo pata ma tro me gbe ga mo lo abi fa gbe le di na jo pata na ya fi mi a jo lo jo pata ya te fe me yo me se me bo ji tu ta be le nta pa pe lu ti su lo lu a ji ma o bo ju lo do ja lo ko me valenti fa fa me lo valo jona kofu agusa pateme yo tigeli me yo guru me yo ra Allah e me yo manga sese geja ma sese sa to geje ndo agu me yo brahini me yo bochi me yo mbe fuli ko mo na ke gumi go to kluchi kuma ko na to bonyo bete me yo kuto bana fana ni bubu ni na bubu na fana yo to ko spoku akubia me yo no nya ko so ko funi ko geje tasi ama osi fusi jam ko so la ko braba mani bodu imba to bonya ko kofi to bonya ko bia mensa me yo mi ala ka da jima yo mi no asine di to na ga na sese ne ba gbere na gbete pe na mi When you're going Celestine, you could be a Katrina, could be a phone, says a California, obey, could be a Kutumana family. And I would never find with you. May you not to you, but to you, to you, may your king, and some which I will buy a super banana, and you are Kutumana family. Come not till you Kutumana family. We are Bokor and the office so far, we will be Bokor for our okay. Kutumana family. May you know, no, we are that of your master, Kutumana family. May you tell me any to let that of Abraham, you will not chat me. May you like a Kutumana family. May you Daniel View Pomare, Nigeria Kutumana family. You are told me Fiato Simo, Kabi, Zapao, Kutumana family, O may you train you, Brian, you get a view, boy, Jim about you and why. Teaching you, Nungwa you, again you, Batunya you, but quit up with Vida with Sira with Jimmy, you are a fan of a family, so people put buttons on the metal, but you may have with the committee will be meditating. So, somebody coming to love you, let them change for me, or change to love your club of you, what the one you want to marry, and I'm going to this year. Mugakalo. Okay, so now I'm done with my pouring of libation, and now we are going on to our question and answer. And before then, I'm saying hello to you all and welcoming you to African Magic Temple Revolution question and answer section or live streaming. I am your host, Bokor Christopher Voncujovi. Thank you all for joining today's section. May the gods of our fathers and land continue to make you great. Thank you all. Said, the camera in the front is covering I can't read this on this, so it needs to have a place. Maybe if you can reduce it down a little bit. Yes. Go to that other angle and reduce. Let it go down. Yes. Whether you are reducing it from the stand or but what is Lamin doing?
He's getting a few things right now.
Few things.
Food also.
You are eating.
Yes.
And because we want, it's the work here that matters, not like following me there is the matter. How to fix this thing so that I can work. We should be eating food before this time. And then bring it a little bit closer because it's still shaky.
This is delayed.
Eh?
It's a
So you can go on.
Yes,
Okay, thank you. So we will start with Facebook. We have Jifa. No, please read it, raise it up to see whether there's anybody there before Jifa. Okay, Jifa, a clue is a good morning, Papa, from Kansas, USA. Thank you very much, Jifa. Thank you for joining us. And then we have Ifabumi Ronda joining the Zoom. Thank you, Ifabumi. And then we have Big Sister Oluchi also. Okay, say great Sunday, Papa. And my regards to the family with peace and love. Thank you very much, Big Sister Oluchi. We are very grateful. And we have a Jifa, a clue against which of the video is live. It keeps changing. Okay, the videos that are live, we have today, we are starting live on TikTok. We are African Magic Temple. We are live today on TikTok. We are live on Facebook. we are also live on Zoom. We are live on YouTube. We are also live on Clubhouse. So we are live on about 4 or 5 different places. That's Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Clubhouse, and TikTok. So we are live on 5 different platforms. So please join us there. Jifa, any of them that you can get yourself onto, please, you can send in your questions and other things. And I think with the TikTok, today is our first time, so I will not know how to really handle it. And the questions, if the questions come in a written form, I will find it difficult because the screen is small, and also I will have to leave others and be checking it. So those of you who may be live with us on TikTok can ask questions directly, just like how people on the Clubhouse would do. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We have Mike Thomas say, hello, Papa. Have you heard that some Nigerian pastors are burning their Bibles in protest this week and blaming Christianity for Nigeria's problems? No, I have not heard those things yet. The burning their Bible or not burning their Bible will not solve any problem, because at the end of the day, it is our own stupidity that is bringing us to what is happening to Africa. It is not the Bible, because if you don't go reading the Bible, and the Bible is just a book. So if you are smart, you can still read the Bible and still take a good decision and make decisions about your life that can be useful to you than believing in a heaven where a river of milk and honey are flowing. So they should stop burning the Bible. It's not going to change anything. If people, white man, they also had the Bible. How come they developed their country? Did they burn the Bible before developing their country? It is the stupidity of the black man, and especially the African black person, is what is creating this problem. So they should stop burning Bible. That is not going to help them in any way. Anyway, thank you very much, Mike Thomas. Then we have why? The thing is changing again. Okay. Yes, then we have Sila Ameji saying, Papa, please can Afa reading be done for a baby? Yes, it can be done for a baby. How do you do Afa reading for a baby? You can put either the money that they will be using to do the reading for the baby can either be used to touch the baby's forehead and the baby's chest. And then when that is done, it will be good to put what do you call it? The parents or whoever want to check the baby will speak first. The person will speak on the money, and so I want to know something about this baby. Then you touch the baby's trikuti, or the third eye here, or the forehead. We will just call it forehead. You touch there, and then you touch the baby's chest, bare chest, and then you put the money down. And I believe, but when you, after you speak on the money finish, use what do you call it? Use either handkerchief or paper or any other thing to hold it first before touching the child's forehead and chest. With that, when they put it down, Afa will be able to tell and read, since babies cannot talk directly for themselves. Because at the end of the day, when people even die, dead bodies can also be checked. Even a person is dead, when you go and tap their forehead and their chest and you give it to Afa, Afa will be able to tell you what is happening in the person's life before they die, or what caused their death. So yes, it can be done. Please, the thing kept coming up there. I cannot see. Why is it going? Is it you people making, or is it just going by itself?
No, when new comments come, pushes the whole one start.
So we have Sila Ameji, that is what it is. And then we have Big Sister Oluchi also. Okay, so you say. Thank you very much, Big Sister Oluchi. We have our daughter, Vivian Baka. Say good morning, Papa, from the US. Thank you very much, Vivian. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. Then we have Mike Thomas again saying, Tommy, does every man who initiate into pharmacy Badu, or is it only reserved for specific people? Badu is not even in every affair. So you see, we people have a whole lot of things.
Oh shit!
Who is singing? Right?
From Zoom.
So why they are singing? Okay, no problem. Let's do our thing first. When we get there, we'll cross the bridge. Okay. So we have what do you call it? Badu is mostly in Anagofa. Badu is in Anagofa. And when you are initiated into Anagofa, I think part of the initiation is to introduce you to Badu. Because in Anagofa, at the pinnacle of Anagofa, Badu sits. So it's the one that will introduce you to during your initiation. But those who are doing Jisafa, they are not introduced to Badu. They will see the Zubo. The Zubo is what the people who are doing Jisa will see the Zubo. During the initiation, they will. It is during it is the Zubo where you see, and then your body or your oracle in the initiation will be determined, or you will pick your oracle during that time. So it is not everybody that sees Badu, but if you are initiated into Anago, yes, of course, you can see Badu, and also if you are initiated into Badu itself, you can see Badu. So I think that's what it is. So it's not like everybody has to see Badu, but if you are introduced to Badu, yes, maybe that's the time you see it. And some people may not be may enter the Badu shrine, but would not be allowed to see Badu. So those are the things. That's how it is. There's a house flying around the room. I don't know what it's looking for. Please open the doors for it to get out. You have to find a way to get it out. So we have Mike Thomas again saying, Tommy, what is the Voodoo equivalent of a heavenly mate spiritual wife in Ifa tradition? I don't know, honestly. There are spiritual wives and heavenly mates. I don't know. I would only say that maybe, that means I'm saying maybe the heavenly mates as in Ifa, or spiritual wife in Ifa tradition does not really exist in every Voodoo as such. But when they call you a Voodoo si, as in Ewe, Asi means wife or husband, but mostly wife. So when they call you a Voodoo si, then the Voodoo that you have been initiated into, the thing is going here. That's it. You have to open here to that. That's it. I'm not seeing it. You are not seeing it. It's gone there. Can you see it?
Yes.
Open the window for it to go. Is it gone? Don't kill it, just suck it. It's able to go? Okay, so I'll continue. So when you are introduced or initiated into Voodoo and you become a priest or a priestess, The Aves will say that you become a Vodusi or a Huno, which simply means that Vodu becomes your wife or becomes your husband. So if you are talking about the heavenly mates that are totally different from the Voodoo that you have been initiated into, I will not know what that is in every Voodoo. You know, I'm not 100%, no, I will not even mean any percentage. I'm not an authority on Voodoo in general. Why do I say that I am not an authority on Voodoo in general? Because I am teaching about the Voodoos that I work and know. The Voodoos that have been introduced to me by my fathers, my ancestors, and my teachers. These are the Voodoos that I talk about. And then, of course, the things that I have studied around the world, and those are the things that I teach here. But I'm not an authority on everybody's Voodoo in everywhere, whereby I will know that this person's Voodoo is like this, is like that. The ones that I work with and the ones that I have been introduced to or initiated into are the ones I talk about. So people may have Voodoos that I've never heard about before. And maybe in their Voodoo practice, it may be that they have a wife or Voodoo that are called heavenly mates and heavenly wives and all these things, but I may not know. So I teach what I know and things that I have control and I know that I know it and I can do it well. So I'm not a general authority on Voodoo as a general thing, but what I know is what I teach here. And what I teach here are practical things because I had experience and experimented with them. So my teachings are based on things that I know. I'm not just talking about general Voodoo as in every culture. No. I teach about what I know, and I know what I do is perfect. I know it. So I won't talk about what I don't know. So, Mike, that's my take on that, your question. And then we have Ozima Dias. Good afternoon, Papa. Sending blessings and long life to you. May the gods of our ancestors guide and protect you for us. Thank you very much, Ozima Dias. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. And may the gods also protect you for all of us. Then we have Dr. Henry Hansen here. He says, "Ways are low, Papa. Yeah, you Akpekataka. May our gods of the land richly bless you and the family." Thank you very much, Dr. Henry Hansen. We are very, very grateful. We have Jude Senna Lombet. Say, "Good day, Papa. My salutation to you and your loved ones." Thank you very much, Jude. I'm very grateful, and my salutations to you and your loved ones too. Then we have our sister Jifa. Is it? I don't know whether it's a man or a woman because these days every names are unisex. Is it not unisex name? So some may have a Yunam, but the person is a man. Some may have Jifa. It could be a woman's name, and it could be a man's name. So I'll just say generally. So Jifa Eklu is a good morning, Papa, from Kansas. Peace and love. I think we have gone through that. And to you for the good work you are doing. Okay, thank you very much, Jifa, and peace and love to you too. Then we have Mike Thomas say, "Thank you, Papa." Okay, thank you, Mike, because when you ask the question, then we are all learning. Because in the Yoruba tradition of Orisha, there's a little bit different between the Yoruba tradition and the Voodoo tradition of the Aries. But there is a lot of similarities. Thank you very much, Mike Thomas. Then we have Desmond Energy. Desmond Energy is saying...
Please hold on. The questions kept on moving.
The questions kept... Okay, Desmond, it is a great work. Thank you very much, Desmond. I'm very grateful. And then we have Mike Thomas again say, "Now about Joker. I have heard that there is a good Joker and a bad Joker. What is your opinion on this?" Mike, See, there is nothing called good joker or bad joker. It's just like you are telling me that there is a good gun and a bad gun. That's what it means, the good joker and good bad joker. You know, the people who usually say joker is a bad thing, probably they are talking from their understanding of what joker is. In Vedome, where I come from, joker is what we have. And that is what our ancestors used to build their lives and communities. But when you move from Vedome and come towards the southern side of Eveland and Togo, then you come to the word voodoo. But to us in Evedome, spirit is joker, etron, bobo, ama. These are the words used to describe spirits in our Evedome. So joker to me is not anything bad. Joker, besa. These are the things that go in every spiritual practice. It is depending on you who holds that joker. If you want to use it for good, then of course people will say that, oh, this man is doing good. And if you want to use the same joker of voodoo or bobo or amma, besa, to do evil, then people will say the besa you have, or the joker you have, or the voodoo you have, or the bobo you have is a bad bobo. So in reality, there is nothing called bad joker or bad voodoo or good voodoo or good joker. They are all the same. It depends on you who is holding it. That's why if you watch our documentary, Like a Knife, where I explain that voodoo or bobo or traditional spirituality, or Ewe traditional spirituality, or African traditional spirituality, is like a knife. It is the person who is holding it that will be held responsible for the actions that they take. Because if you are holding a knife in your hand and you decide to use that knife to stab a person, they are not going to hold the knife responsible. The knife will be taken as an exhibit or exhibit. That's how the knife will be taken. But you who use the knife to stab people, you are the one who will be held responsible for your actions. So spirits cannot be held responsible for any action that they undertake, because spirits are usually directed by human beings to take actions on their behalf. So whoever directed a spirit, whether you call it joker, you call it voodoo, you call it bobo, you call it besa, you call it amma, whoever directed that energy to a negative, to do negative things, is the one that pays for the action of the spirit. The spirit is not held responsible at all. So there is nothing called good joker and a bad joker. It is rather bad people and good people. Thank you very much, Mike Thomas. Then we have a Jifa, a clue saying, I am a man. So you see what I was saying? So Jifa is a man. Thank you very much. Apekaka for Jifa. Thank you. Then we have a Lastic here. Lastic is a good afternoon, Papa. We, the true sons of the land, will always love your selfless work and pray for more blessings to your path. May the ancestors bless you and your family so you can restore our lost heritage. Akpe, Papa. Thank Thank you very much, Lustig, for that beautiful statement. I'm very grateful. And may the ancestors continue restoring your confidence in you and in your children and in your generation, so that we can all together rebuild our heritage. Thank you. Akwe Kaka. So we are now going on to YouTube, where we have Andrew saying, "Greetings, Bokor. If a child dies at birth, how does this affect the next born child's life? Is this a good or a bad thing?" Okay, if I can understand your question very well, Andrew, that's on YouTube. Say that if a child dies first and then another child is given birth to, how does the death of the first child affect the new child that is born? Okay, I'll try to answer this question by using my own personal experience. My wife, Chieko, we had a child first. We were about to have a child, and we called this child Albert. But then she had a miscarriage, so we lost the child. Then when she got pregnant with twins, and we lost those twins too. Then later she got pregnant with Senna, which is my Senna today. And we were told that it is not possible to have him because if he is born, he might become a Down syndrome child. So I spoke with Akai and told Akai that this is what the doctors are saying. But then Akai told me that I shouldn't worry, he will be a normal child. So we had Senna, and then we had Pele, who follows Senna. So the twins that we lost, we thought that that was the end of it, even though Cheko brought their bones from Japan and I buried them in my father's house. So what happened is that when Senna and Pele were born, anytime that we are doing spiritual things, the spirit of these twins came coming. They kept coming in. They kept coming in to try to speak, as if we had forgotten them or we had abandoned them. So they were disturbing Senna in his life, in his spiritual life, and in his everything. So eventually, we had to go to another Bokor who had twins and knows the twins' rituals. So he did the twins' ritual for all of us, myself, my wife Chieko, Senna, and Pele. That's why sometimes you see us wearing the twins' beads. Their mother wears it, I wear, Senna wears it, and Pele also wears it. And the image of the twins were created. And from then onwards, we didn't have any challenges. And Senna and Pele also became okay. They did not have any more negative challenges. So there is possibility that the loss of a child before a new child is born may have some effect on the new child that is living, because the spirit of the one that is lost also wanted to be born, or wanted to live, but then their destinies did not give them the chance to be alive. So sometimes the one that is alive may bear some effects from the ones that pass on. Either it will be a positive effect or a negative one. Positive in the sense that the one that has passed on may be trying to influence this new one to support them so that they could also talk about the one that had gone. And then also they may be angry that they didn't have the chance to be born. So on the negative side, they would want to be showing themselves up in their living siblings in life until something is done, just to recognize their presence. And there was a story that I read also, that a boy was born, and I think they have the mother lost one of the babies during the pregnancy, but then one was born. They were also twins. So one day, the little boy was telling the parents that, do you know that I have a sister in heaven? To the mother, and were asking, oh, how does she look like? So I think he told them how it is, and they asked him, what name is this little sister of yours in heaven? And so, because you people did not give her any name, so she doesn't have a name, but I have a sister in heaven. So these things are there. It could happen that when a child is dead before another one is born, it may or may not have positive or negative effect on the living one. So this is from my own experience. I don't know other people, and I don't know what other people would do have, but this is what I have had. So I am speaking from my personal experience. Then we have a Moshi Komfo greeting story from the Bono Pru West village of Cherembo. This is Nana Kokosachi. It's been a long time, but I'm so happy to see you online and wish long life to you, your wives, and children. Thank you very much, Nana Kokosachi. We are very grateful. It has been a while, and we have not been in touch because I left Facebook. Personally, I left Facebook because of the treatment there. You are not allowed to say anything that is truth. Even if your people are being treated very badly, and you make a comment that, oh, these people who are treating my fellow Africans or fellow black people in this very negative way, I don't like them because the way they are treating my people, that is against Facebook's policies. For you to say you don't like certain people because they treated you very bad. I think according to Facebook, whether you are being treated bad or not, if you want to use their platform, you should always be smiling, which I think is not my way. So I left Facebook personally. That's why we have not been in touch. But I wish you very well, and I wish your children and your wife and all that you are learning, your teachers, your ancestors, and everybody who is trying to help you to become a better priest and to help people tomorrow. I wish you well, and I wish them all very well too. Thank you very much, Nana Kokosachi. I'm very, very grateful that you joined the section. Then we have Benny Moswane. Say good day, Bokor and AMT family. Thank you very much, Benny. How are you? Thank you all for joining the section today. Then we have Toby Dibeza, Sesoka, say greetings and good day, Papa, and the AMT family. I hope you are all doing well. You are looking very well, Papa, and I pray you continue to have good health and prosperity each day in your life. Oh, Toby Dibeza, thank you very much. And Toby, thank you very much for those comments and joining the section. I'm very grateful, and I hope you too, you are fine. And may the ancestors and the gods and the spirits that you work with, the voodoos that you work with, continue guiding and opening doors for you. And may they strengthen you so that you will be able to make enough money to take care of yourself and the people who depend on you. May the ancestors continue strengthening you daily. Thank you very much. And then we have our big sister Ifabumi Ronda Valentine Charles in Trinidad and Tobago, the Ewe people in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much for joining. Say greetings, Papa and AMT family. I had to leave the Zoom and come to YouTube. Okay, Ifabumi, thank you very much. Thank you for joining YouTube. I think the Zoom, we haven't gone there yet. We are going there. It's there. People are watching, but we have not yet get comments from there. That's fine. But you can still go back there and be on YouTube as well, whichever. Thank you very much, big sister Ifabumi Ronda. I'm very grateful to you. And then we have RRR saying, Tommy, you mentioned an Ewe spirit for Ifa like Badu. Please repeat the name. Also, does the third branch of Ifa have a similar spirit? Okay, I was saying that Badu, which is the common name the Ewes call Ibadu in the Ewe language, which is one of the pinnacle of Anago Fa, or the Yoruba style of Fa. The Yoruba are calling Ewe Anago. So those who actually follow the direct lineage of the Yoruba style of Afa are called Anago Fa. And at the pinnacle of the deity, which sits at the pinnacle of the Anago Fa, as far as the Ewes know, is the Igbadu, which people call Badu, 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 Badu. And this is what I was mentioning. But in the Jisa Fa, which I was also initiated into, does not have the Badu, or it doesn't have the Igbadu. It doesn't have the same one people call Babadudu in Yoruba. It does not have the Igbadu as a pinnacle, but we have some what they call the Zupo, and that is the one that is used during initiation. And those who are doing Anagofa, or the Yoruba style, direct style of initiation, use the Igbadu. The other branches of Afa in Ebe, which we have the Amije, Gogo, and other ones, I don't know whether they are using Ibadu or they are using Zubu, because I've not been initiated into those ones yet, so I cannot really tell. But what I have been initiated into is the Jisa or Dinsa. People call it Jisa, people say Dinsa, whatever they call it. And then the Anago. Those are the ones that I have been initiated into. And so I can talk about what they are using. So maybe there's a possibility the third branch of Ifa has a similar spirit, or maybe they have something totally different. But until I take the initiation, I won't be able to speak about it very properly. And then we have our sister Ifabumi Ronda. He said there was something wrong happening on Zoom, but the person has since been removed, and I have gone back to the Zoom platform. Greetings from the Rada Stroke every family in Trinidad Tobago. Thank you very much, big sister. We are very grateful. Thank you. Then we have Green Media, Dr. Ajay, Sela Ajay, which is who we call FO Sela, again saying, greetings, Tommy from Voncujovi, listening from home. Thanks for sharing all these helpful insights into voodoo spirituality. For Sela. Thank you very much, for Sela, Dr. J. Kofi unfortunately will be going back to school today. I was thinking that he will go to school tomorrow, but he wants to go back after maybe after the section. He will be going back to school. So you're coming tomorrow. You may not meet him But if you're not too busy today, then try to come so that you and him can share the videos and the photographs before he goes back. So anyway, but if you are too busy, then we can do it any other time. Thank you very much, Dr. J, for joining the section. I'm very grateful. Yeah. Are we done with those? We are now done with YouTube. So let's look at Zoom and see. Okay, I think on TikTok we are having so many people with greetings here, but you know, I cannot read everybody. It's a lot here. Maybe Kofi has to be working this one for me. But I put the gimbal. Put the gimbal for a short time. This is a clubhouse. So we don't have anybody on Zoom yet, do we? But our sister Ifa Bumi says she has gone back to the Zoom, or maybe she has not yet. Okay, no problem. And okay, there's real Jason on Zoom. Please open it if he wants to ask any question. Jason Derulo, I think, and then we have our sister.
Yeah, that's what the person.
What? Derulo?
I thought it was someone.
I say it's a real Jason Derulo. Me, I've never heard the name before. You people are the ones in the media, so you know everything. Who knows? And then we have our sister Ifa Bumi Ronda Valentine in there. So you can be mounting it. Do that. Just do it. People, you want to stop it for a while?
Switch the camera.
How do you switch that?
Go back.
It doesn't support that.
It doesn't support the back camera yet, so you just set it like that. Ray, set it in a way that. Okay, so let's continue with the. We have on Clubhouse, we have Tunisia Christians. After years of research, I have finally located my direct ancestor from Africa. According to the family that owned her, she was the daughter of a chieftain and hold on to her African traditions and was known to retire to a tent to practice her voodoo beliefs. I want to do something special to honor these ancestors' pain, strength, love, and so on. Any suggestion? Okay, so Tunisia Christian, there is only one thing you can do to your ancestors that you can honor them is by pouring, okay, not only one thing, but maybe 2 things or more, but I will teach you. You feed them by pouring libation for them, and then from time to time, if you decide to cook food for them and feed them, then you do so. But I will advise that not everybody is a priest or a priestess. The process of feeding as in food, feeding ancestors, is a very special process, and it is mostly, it is mostly taught to priests and priestesses. But a lot of people thought that once you want to feed your ancestor, you put a biscuit and a water or coffee, or you put biscuit and Fanta or some soda, and then you light a candle beside it, then you are feeding your ancestor. No, that's not the proper way. But if that's all that you know, yeah, there's nothing wrong in trying to do it. But if you properly want to feed your ancestor, the first thing is to ask through a reading what the ancestor wants or the ancestors wanted to feed them with. It is not like you just give anything and say, oh, I'm feeding my ancestors. You must call on the ancestor or the ancestor that you wanted to feed and ask them, what do they want you to feed them with? Oh, no, the noise is too much, please. You ask them, and if they tell you what they want you to feed them with, then you feed them with that. But the way people do it, they cook food in the house and then they are eating, then they put something down, so we give ancestors. It's not the real proper way. Yeah. But if you want to honor your ancestors, and listen, the way to do is to by pouring libation and then feeding them. Thank you very much, Tunisia, Christian. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we have Ethan here now. Ethan is on this. I don't know whether they wanted to say anything. If they want to say anything, okay, so I will continue. Our big sister, if Bumi Ronda, say I will continue to stay mute for now. Thank you very much for that. And then Ethan, I don't know whether Ethan wanted to say anything, but if not, then we can continue with the Clubhouse. Let me come and change the Clubhouse back to. Okay, when it is like this, what do you do?
Just wait.
But I'm doing it. No, that's why. Okay. Okay. So if it, I want to.
Greetings, sir.
Yeah, greetings. Am I talking to Shamba?
Yes.
Okay, Shamba, how are you?
I'm good, Papa. How are you?
I'm also fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very
That's
much.
good.
Mm-hmm. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you soon. We'll be seeing you very soon.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Yes, I can't wait, Papa. I'm excited.
Thank you.
I'm ready.
Thank you. Yes, so go ahead with your question.
Papa, I wanted to ask, what is soda?
Soda means apeteshi, moonshine.
Okay.
It's another name. The typical name the Avis call it is sodabi or songlolo.
Does it have anything to do with soap or NGO soap?
It could be. It could be that it has something to do with heavier soap. But because the Avis do in our Avis typical Avis language, we don't have the word apeteshi. The word apeteshi is a ga word for songlolo or for sodabi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we call it soda abi. It could be that it has something to do with the tanda. You know, the Aves most of the voodoos in Ave land, especially in the southern part, are connected to the Esso, which is the Tanda, god of Tanda. So it could be that that name came from that line. I'm not very sure, but it is possible because they call it soda abi. If I want to break it down, means so has cooked, maybe it has healed a wound. Yeah, something like that. That so has healed wounds. So that. So it could be.
Thank you, Papa.
Could be something. Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Thank you, Papa.
You're welcome, Shamba. And we have on Zoom, we have Ethan who is saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry right now. My microphone is broken. Oh, I have to go. It was nice meeting you guys. Thank you very much, Ethan. We are very grateful that you joined us briefly." Yeah. So, is there any more question coming from Clubhouse? Okay, so let's go to you Facebook. We have Sila Ameji. Papa, please can Ifa reading we did for can Ifa reading be done for an unborn baby? Yes, it can also be done for unborn baby, but it's the parents who will have to speak to find out what kind of child they are going to born. So yes, it can be done for an unborn baby, but because unborn baby is not even born whereby you touch the money to the head or the forehead and the chest. So it is the mother or father who can use that money and touch the pregnancy and then ask that what kind of child is coming to us, and then give to Afa, and Afa will be able to tell you what kind of child you are about to have. Yes. So thank you very much, Sila Ameji. I'm very grateful. And then I think we are all go back on this thing. Let's see. I think we are all done with what do you call it? Facebook and YouTube. Let me see if there's anything on TikTok. Bring it closer to me.
So TikTok, we only have here Oluchi also okay. Great evening, Papa, with peace and love.
Say Oluchi also okay. Saying big sister is saying greetings and this. But there were so many. I'm seeing people were talking here.
Oh, actually.
There's so many people. Dr. Hansen, also everybody was saying something. We can't make it so that it look like, yeah. So let me see if I can. Then we have a big sister, Oluchi, was saying great evening, Papa, with peace and love. And then sent you love. And then just became a top 1 viewer. Yes, so Oluchi became the top number 1 viewer. And then we have what is this? There is somebody also saying greetings here. Is it Moduke?
M.
Eh?
M. Duke.
M. Duke is saying greetings, and then I think we have some people at the top here. Yeah. So we are not. We are notifying viewers that you are live, okay? Then we have greatest. Please, where are you located? We are in Ghana, Accra, West Africa. And then we have encourage your viewers to share your live. And okay, we are just transmitting for the first time, so we will just take it easy. And then we have a president saying good afternoon. The Nicotes sent you likes. Yeah, this is this Ascaf. I'm a footballer and I want to see if you make it or not. Okay, Ascaf, you need to contact African Magic Temple directly. Then here we have it's located on the Spinters Road. Okay, so I think African Magic Temple has written that one. Then we have is it GS Quartet is just became a top. Okay, people who are, I think that's coming from TikTok. And then I am a seeker, so interested. That is from GX89. Can you see those names? Or it's only me who can see them?
You don't have to look at the people now.
Okay, then somebody say it's Beat 9. Say good to be here, and then go live together. Invite another host to go live together. Okay, I don't know how to do this one. Say we'll master it. Then we have a King Ewuku saying greetings, Papa. Long time, Doctor. How are you? Hope all is well. And King Ewuku Pojo. Yes, Doctor. All is well. And how have you been? It's been a while. Then we have Nikote saying greetings, and then Nikote share the live, encourage more viewers to share. Thank you very much, Nikote. Then we have big Sister Oluchi. So okay, it's a great evening, Papa, with peace and love. And then we have Emma Duke saying greetings and greetings. Thomas Ni Obodai. Yeah, Thomas Lee Oboda is saying greetings, Papa. Greetings to all of you. Yeah, thank you very much, and you can share the live on your platform so other people can also join us. Thank you very much. This is our first time transmitting on TikTok. You can ask questions and all this thing. We are trying to see how we can also get the audio to you. I think next week I will get another JBL in order to connect this phone so that you can also speak just like how the people on what you call it, people on Clubhouse are asking questions. But Lamini, you are able to put it on the screen. So that means we can also, I can read the questions there too. So you have to be changing it from there to Facebook, to YouTube, to Zoom, so that if it is, okay, that's very good. It will help me a lot because this one's on my phone is so small and I can't see well. Okay, we are now in here and we have Luku, we have Tunisia, we have Tidecaster, we have Tiffany Shambal and myself. We have Ray, we have Sena and Amin in one team. Then we have Zil, and then we have Ifalade and who and some other people. Fafa, please ask questions so that I can answer. It will be good for all of us because we are all learning. We don't have any questions and this thing at the moment, so please what you can do if we are not having a question, you play some videos that will help all of us. Yes, somebody on the Clubhouse wanted to talk. I think Zil.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Hope you're well.
Yes, I am very
I'm okay.
well. Thank you for joining.
So I'm still breaking apart this essay that was written by the person I was telling you last week. He has another name. His other name is Samson Kweku Azameti or something like that.
Okay, I know him, Professor Azameti.
So you do know him, you said?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that's who wrote the essay.
I was in Germany and Holland with him.
Oh, you mean like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Or a long time ago?
Yeah, a couple. Okay, I know him.
Okay, all right. Well, one of the things he mentions, a word he uses, and I think you talked about it some months ago, but something called Mawuse. It's spelled M-A-W-U-S-E. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right.
Mawufe means where God lives. Yeah, Mawufe.
Oh yes. Can you talk about that at all?
No, generally the Aves have a belief that there is the same place called Mawufe is the same name. It's the same place they call Esepe, which is destiny, where your destiny was before traveling into this world. That is called Esepe. And in the same place, some people will call Mawu because Ese or destiny is also regarded as God in Ewe. Because the three, the creative energies, which is Sobolisa, Kitikata, and Ese, these are three in one energy, which the Eves believe form, the Eves believe, or which is in Ewe cosmology, that form Godhead. Esepe can be called Maupe and can also be called Effectome. Can be called Effectome as well. Effectome means where the ancestors live. So maybe Koku Azame T was talking about, even you are going to talk it in Christian sense, then probably you'll be calling that place heaven. But
yeah, I think he did use that word, kind of, or maybe I put that. No, he says, the belief affirms that a specific period of the spiritual calendar, the divinities go to Mawufe, abode of God or heaven, where a conference is held. And then he talks about that a bit.
Yeah, so if they say conference is held or whatever it is, it's just we are talking about the psychic plane, the psychic world where all energies are believed to reside before working with the physical earth. And it is also believed that when a human being dies, your ancestors are in a place. But the truth is that my ancestors are different from your ancestors. So it is not like the Christian heaven where everybody go to one God and then everybody is making line at the gate and they are writing some people off and they are writing some people in. No, that is not the every concept of a sepe or maupe. So yes, we know that when our souls, when our bodies die, our soul remains, or our inner self or our essay remains alive, and it goes back to the ancestors and wait for an opportunity to be born back into the world. So Koku Azameti is a professor at the University of Togo and Lomé. He speaks German, French, and Ebe and English, and he has written so many books and doing so many research. We were together in the same team that went to do the research recently in the workshop in Germany as well as in Netherlands. But Koku is not a practitioner. He doesn't practice this tradition yet because he was brought up from the Christian background. So we had spoken extensively on the way the Christians outlook on our tradition, and then the people who practice the tradition also the way we look at it. So yeah, that's why the first question I asked last week was, is the person who wrote that book a practitioner? Because it is only when the person is a practitioner then their outlook and the way they view our tradition is totally different, because they would have understood why our ancestors did things the way they did, not from the white man's concept. But Koku is a very great guy and is a very wonderful person to be around with.
I think that I may have made a mistake. I may have put, maybe his name was with the person who wrote the essay, but I believe you said I saw that Dale Maciasta may or may not have another name, but that he passed away already.
Okay.
So maybe he's associated with Kweku? I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. So maybe I will be talking with him that about the book. There's a book. What's the name of the book or the research?
Well, the person's name is Dale. I can type it in the chat room.
Yeah, please test
Dale
it
Maciasta.
and test it in the chat room so that when I'm talking with Koku, I'll be able to pinpoint exactly what we are talking about and also ask his opinion.
Okay, all right. And then, so I just wanted to ask another clarifying question. So I think what I heard you say is that Mawuse has many different names, and it could depend on the different pockets of the different ethnic groups in the region, and that it can be, or it's generally thought of as the psychic plane or the spiritual psychic plane, where the ancestors exist as well as divinities as well as the unborn.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Zee. Thank you very much. So we have Mike Thomas again. Hello again, Tommy. Is Ifa initiation like a consecration process for a human being? What does this initiation prepare the person for afterwards? Mike, anytime you are ready for initiation, you can approach a priest, a babalawo, I mean a real one, and or a bokono, and then they can give you all the details. But Afa or Ifa initiation is to lead you on the path of your destiny. It is to give you the blueprint of your presence in this physical plane. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should live your life, and how you should not live your life. It is as simple as that. That's what Ifa or Afa initiation is all about. To give you the blueprint of your destiny. Thank you very much, Mike Thomas. Okay, so on TikTok we have people who join us. We have Agbe Vivi joined TikTok. Then we have M Duke. When you visit the temple, can you interact with your own ancestors? No. This is not a magic place, and it is not. How can you interact with your ancestors? Your ancestors are not living here. So how are you going to come to the shrine and then interact with your ancestors? If you want to do a reading to find out about your ancestors, yes, the oracle will tell you what they find out after the consultation, during the consultation. But it's not just like coming into the shrine and so I want to interact with my ancestors. And then somebody will say, okay, your ancestors are talking in the room. Like what people do and say they call ghosts. And then they put the curtain down and somebody sitting inside, somebody sitting outside and making some noise, and they are telling you that your ancestors are talking or your dead person who died is talking to you. We don't do those kind of tricky things at African Magic Temple. We are above that. But if you want to do a reading to find out about your ancestors, yes, we are always here to help you. Thank you very much, Duke. And then we have Mashud Hassan. Okay, Mashud Hassan said good day. Hello Mashud, how are you? Thank you very much. And then we got Gifty Chinye Eze. They also joined. Gifty Chinye Eze join us. Mamiya sent likes to the host. Thank you very much, Mamiya. We are very grateful to all of you that are joining us on the TikTok. Yeah, I think we are going places now. Very soon we'll be getting more and more and be able to transmit to all a lot of people everywhere. So that's very interesting. Yes, and then M Duke is saying that, I don't know whether it's Duque or Duke, but what is the difference between the ancestors, deity, and the gods? Ancestors are people who shared the same DNA with you, or the people you are sharing, people whose DNA you are sharing. Those are called ancestors. Gods, deities are not called ancestors. This is a mistake a lot of people make by thinking that our voodoos, our gods, and our deities are called ancestors. They are not your ancestors. These things are spirits, and you have not had any blood relationship with them. So they cannot and can never be called your ancestors. When we talk about the word ancestor, it means the people from whom you came, or through whom you came into this physical world. They are the only people you can call your ancestors. However, if there is a deity in your family, or a deity that your ancestors had related to when they were alive, and it is left over for you and your family, you can call that one the deity of my ancestors. But you cannot call that deity my ancestor. So the difference between God's deity and ancestors is ancestors are people that you had the same DNA bloodline or DNA with. If you don't have a DNA line with anybody, you can't call such a person an ancestor. You can only call that person or that thing something that my ancestors had dealt with. So we can call them ancestral spirits in the sense that you can call such people ancestral spirits in the sense that your ancestors had at once dealt with them as spirits. So you cannot call them directly your ancestors. But if you cut it off, then this will also not go. Internet will not go. If you put it on, if you put it on flight mode, internet will still okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the truth. So, Duke or Duke, that is your ancestors are people who share the same bloodline with you, and deities are your ancestral spirits, or they are spirits that had dealt with your ancestors. So, I think Duke is saying thank you for the answer, and then thank you again. Then we have King Waddle, number 6, join, and then we have Elba Kaul Said also join on TikTok. Yeah, thank you all for joining the African Magic Temple live section. Yes, okay, so let's go on to Clubhouse and see if you people have anything to say. Okay, we have some questions on we have some writings on the Clubhouse. So we have Ifalade say, please bring me up to. I was wondering if Baba can chant every Afa verse slowly. I would like to learn some. Please, this is not a place that I have to be chanting Afa verses.
Okay.
Please,
no worries.
Yeah, you ask a direct question and I'll answer you. But then if we are going to be chanting Afa, this is not what I am doing. Please.
I understand. I just figured I'd ask, but thank you. No, it's fine.
Thank you very much, Ifalade. We are very grateful. Then we have Zeal Harris said, dear Mr. Bokor, the essay that I read and have been using to ask questions is written by Dale Masiasta. I'm not sure, but I thought I saw that he passed away. He was based around Kliko. In his and is mentioned as having an affiliation with some shrines there. Okay, thank you. I think I'll ask Koku. Maybe he's even watching. Ask Koku Azameti. I believe he may be watching, or if he's not watching, he may watch later, and he will come to understand what you are saying. So I will send him a message to Koku Azamiti and then ask him whether he know about Dale Masiasta. It does not sound like a name. Masiasta doesn't sound a name, but it could be anybody, maybe someone who has a different name. Then Zili say he worked at the Black Heart Research Center. Okay, so maybe the person, but maybe he's living in Kliko. Kliko is in Eweland and Bozome, Kliko. That's where Kliko is and Bozome. And I know Koku Azameti was doing research around Anyako and all these areas. So there's possibly that he knows, he will remember. But I will get in touch with Koku and then ask him if, Dr. J, I think if you are on Clubhouse too, you can check this in or talk with Koku and let's see whether he knows this gentleman called Dale Masiasta who did some research in Kliko on voodoo and other things, and also about Maupe, Sepe, Fetome, Chipo, whatever. So please, I'll give that to you as an assignment to get in touch with Koku, and then maybe Koku can send me a message on Leba Joka gang platform, and I'll be able to answer him or act, and then I'll be able to teach about it later. Okay, so
Thank you.
Thank you, Zil. And then we have a listic saying, Papa, there's a footage circulating this week on social media. A lady said to have met her friend. They dined together, and she told her many things, only for her to find out her friend died 2 weeks ago. Papa, is this possible? Yes, it is possible. It is possible. I personally have not had any personal experience, but when I was growing up in my village, my stepmother who brought me up came from Ketekrachi in the northern part of Volta. Her ancestors came from Salaga to settle in Ketekrachi, and her ancestors were the people who were and are still in charge of the deity called Krachi Dente. She is my father's first wife, I would say. She's no more alive, and she brought me up. So she told us stories during our childhood that people died. There was a lady who died in Konongo area, but before she traveled to Konongo area, she had her children living at Ketekrachi. And then one day, somebody coming from Konongo area brought bread and things to be given to the children. But the truth about it is that this woman had already died in Krachi long time. Everybody knew that she died already. So someone bringing goods or bringing gifts from her, from Konongo, to the children was something so surprising. So from the stories that I have heard from childhood, and not only one, many different stories where people die but they appear somewhere, and then are even working, and when people come to, the people who know them come around, then they disappear, had always been stories in our Ewe communities. So I believe strongly that it is possible. What might have caused this, I cannot tell now. Maybe until I speak to some elders to find out why such kind of situation happened. But we know that those kind of things happen. Somebody may die, and then people will cite the person somewhere far away for the families only to tell the person, oh, this person had died already, so there's no possibility that you could see him or her. So these are common stories that we had when we were growing up. I personally have not had any personal experience, but there are stories that I have heard. So let's take, it is possible. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are back on to I think we still don't have anything on YouTube, and Senator Voncujovi, or is that Lamin joining?
He had joined earlier. He told me he came and went.
Senator joined and went back.
Yes.
Okay, we have David Da Silva here saying, why is it to this day there are no proof of any evidence of paranormal activities? What do you mean that there are no proof of paranormal activities? How do you want it to be proven? David, when you say that why to this day there are no proof, what do you mean by there are no proof? There are so many proofs of paranormal activities. If Western science doesn't accept it, that does not mean that there is no proof. Even we are proving many paranormal activities every day at our shrine. Whether the white man accepts it or doesn't accept it does not mean that there is no proof. You know, people only believe what is written in the white man's books. But we see things every day, and we see practicality and many things that are proven. So I don't know what you mean by why to this day there are no proof of any evidence of paranormal activities. Who told you that? And then we have someone saying, Bad Boy Witty, 1738, follow the host, thank you. And then we have the bit that say that yes, they are all story reported by someone else. Yes, I agree with you, they are all stories like those dead people's things. But there are things we do here is not reported by somebody else. If you are at our shrine, you will see. So it's not everything that is all written. There are certain things are not written. When I saw a dwarf by myself, my father was not there, my mother was not there, it was me alone, but I saw them. So when you tell me that what I saw didn't exist because white man didn't write about it. David Da Silva is saying everybody knows what happens to the telephone game. The story ends up being changed by the end. What telephone game? What is telephone game? And he went on to say the white man went to Africa to get proof. We don't have to prove anything to anybody, my brother. There's nothing you need to prove to anybody. Who are they that they have to get proof before people will accept? We don't have to prove anything to anyone. We don't owe anybody any obligation to prove anything to anybody. If we can prove it to ourselves, that is enough. And this is the beginning of the black man's war, when you only wanted to prove it to the white man. We don't have to prove anything to any white man to get approval. And then Mauli Calypso Vaughn has joined TikTok. Thank you. Okay. I think if we don't have any direct questions immediately, please go ahead and play some videos. And there's a video on my phone, but then I want to blur the face. But I don't know how to do it.
Been looking at the particular ones that sent us to Bremen were collected by someone, a reverend minister who was working for the North German Mission Society.
Bremen Society,
the
Presbyterian Church.
Yes, and Spies, his collections in particular were the ones that brought us in. But we also went to Hamburg to look at other collections that were brought in by another person who served as secretary, to whom Spies served as a secretary at a point in time. But they were all within the Christian religious context of the North German mission in West Africa, particularly Togo, which included parts of the current Republic of Togo and Ghana and the Volta region of Ghana. But beyond that, perhaps
museum in style, where you send me they put some on the report that what do you call it, the university in Utrecht, they put only the picture.
Yes.
But I have the video too.
Okay.
But then since I don't want to show other people priests to come and cleanse the dead body before the parents could carry their child for burial. And you say there are no proofs of any paranormal activities until the white man came to Africa to find proof. Find proof for themselves, not for us. If voodoo is not working, you think that it can be alive until today. And what are you going to use to prove it? Science? Western science?
Been looking at the particular ones that sent us to Bremen were collected by someone, a reverend minister who was working for the North German Mission Society.
Bremen Society,
the
Presbyterian Church.
Yes, and Spies, his collections in particular were the ones that brought us in. But we also went to Hamburg to look at other collections that were brought in by another person who served as secretary, to whom Spies served as a secretary at a point in time. But they were all within the Christian religion.
You will not prompt me to be able to give you answers so that other people can also learn.
Papa,
Yes, Shamba.
I wanted to ask, how is, can you explain some about the Mami Watu voodoo that you have?
Okay.
And like, or do you have any more, like, any new experiences from that voodoo?
Okay, Shamba, there are so many Mami Wata voodoos that have always been working with me, but I don't call them Mami Wata. The way people call any water spirit or spirits that live in water or work with water or who have their base in water Mami Wata. I don't call every spirit that is with me Mami Wata. Okay, for instance, Akain, you have Akain. Akain is a water spirit as well. So someone can have Akain and say, I have a Mami Wata. But for me, I identify spirits by their name, not the domain from which they operate from. So I don't call my spirits Mami Wata or F spirit or this. No. The only thing I can tell you is that this particular energy is from this planetary sphere and this and that. But I don't really call everything Mami Wata. When you go into my main shrine, there are different pots, and each one has water in them. And even in Jopata's room, you will see a pot. It has water in it and some other things in it. All these spirits are all, if you want to use the common word that most Christians use, which is marine spirit. When they say marine spirit, in the sense of a lot of Christians, it's a very negative spirit. It's a very bad thing because it's called marine spirit. Because people try to coy out words that will confuse and convince people to become Christians and remain Christian, even if they are not getting any proof of getting their lives better. So they create fear in you. So in my spiritual rooms, you will see all these pots with water. Each and every pot that you see there has a spirit. That's why it is there. That's why I pray to them. That's why I feed them. But I don't call them Mami Wata. I like now how people call Mami Wata and all this thing. And then the recent one that I was introduced to and I gave to Senna and all this thing. The Mami Wata that we are dealing with recently are all European names. That's why people say that Mami Watas, as a Mami Wata in every voodoo, are all European names. So they are spirits that were not originally from our land. So, but then the ones that came from our land and they are also water spirits are not called Mami Wata. We call them by their names. And that's how we deal with them. But people who want to Mami Wata, then we come and some Mami Wata will be called Mary, will be called Esther. will be called Sylvia, and all kind of Western names. But we have spirits that come from water, like Tokosu, which somebody may translate. The word Tokosu means the queen of the river or the water. Somebody can call it Mamiwata, but since it has our own name, people are not calling it Mamiwata. So Mamiwatas are mostly what do you call it? Spirits or ocean spirits or water spirits that came from other domains or from other geographical locations to work with people. And I think that's what Mamiwata is all about. But in the Ebe Voodoo as well as in the Yoruba, and maybe in every African traditional spirituality around the continent of Africa and in the diaspora, maybe working with river spirits or people, the spirits that live in water, but are not called Mamiwatas. So I have so many in my shrine, but I don't call them Mamiwata, but they are all water spirits, and they live in water. Their energies can be attracted or can be, you use the water to attract them. And the same thing, if you see Atang is always in oil. Oil is also a liquid, and with herbs, and then you are able to have connection with that energy, wherever it may be. Yeah. So when you come, I know people are very interested in the word Mamiwata. People like the word Mamiwata because it is it makes you look special when you say I have Mamiwata and you wear so many beads on your neck and your ankles and your wrist and walking around, and everybody know that you are with Mamiwata. Those things do not really matter. And what matters most is that if the spirit is going to be active with you and work with you for the benefit of yourself and for the benefit of the community and humanity as a whole, it is not a question calling it Mamiwata that makes it very special. Thank you very much, Shanda.
Yes, thank you, Papa. So when you when you said that those other Mamiwata spirits aren't native to your home, so it's like, is there like a process or a way to like find spirits that in different places, or how would a person like, or how would I find like a spirit that was just native to here that nobody knew about?
Okay, it's not you who can assign a spirit to a native spirit to yourself. It is either somebody who knows the spirit or had been working with the spirit already introduces that spirit to you, which is called initiation. Or the native spirit itself comes to you either directly through a dream or in a reading and asks you that it wants to work with you, and then teaches you what things to do so that you can have connection or contact with it. It's not you who will just by yourself assign any native spirit to yourself or decide that, okay, I want to make this spirit and call it my spirit. No. Those things are only done in Christianity and in people who are trying to fool other people. Spirits are entities. You cannot create them, but you can find a way to attract them to yourself. Because they are already in existence, but how to be able to attract them to you is what you have to do to say that I am working with this spirit. But it is not like you just assigning the spirit to yourself and say, okay, I choose that this native spirit, even though nobody knows it, or I'll just give it a name and say this is the spirit. No, That's not the way I was taught, and that's not the way I teach. But if somebody knows a native, let's say a Native American, who lives on the land in America long before Europeans and other people start coming there, has gotten some spirits that they work with, and maybe they have a process of attracting spirits. When you go to them and they are able to lead you through this, then if a spirit comes and possesses you and sometimes may even call his or her name to you, then you know that you have gotten a native spirit to work with. But you don't create anything and just say, oh, it is my creation. No. Things that are there already is what we are, because the spirit is, the universe is full of unseen entities, invisible entities. They can see us, but most of the time we cannot see them. And until they connect with us and show us themselves in one way or the other, we cannot know whether they are here or they are not there. But until they start to work with you or to react with you, that's when you know that you have gotten some energy that is around and is working with you. And if it is a real spirit and a real energy, and it is not just from your own imagination, it will definitely show you directions and also give you its name and also tell you what things you should do to be able to work with it, and the things you shouldn't do that will make it not to be able to work with you. So that's how I understand this spiritual work. I don't go just creating anything and then giving it a name. No. Everything that I have been things that have been existing before, and somehow, one way or the other, I had been initiated into them. I spoke about one spirit recently called Tobe Amaze. It belonged to one of my friends. He is no more alive. And he told me how that spirit came to him. He was not initiated by anybody, but he just had a dream, and when he woke up, there were certain things in his palm. I was not there, but that's what he said. So the direction or the direction that he got in the dream was to put some F-web bowl, put certain things into them and fetch water into it, and then pour alcohol and perfume and call the name that was given to him in the dream. And once he did it, and of course he is a Bokor, so he did a reading, and in the reading, the Afar reading elaborated and got everything more clearer than his dream. And when he followed that direction, he was able to set up this spirit called Tobe Amaze. Ama means herbs, and Eze means pot, which simply means the pot of herbs. Tobe Amaze. And he had worked with that spirit, and a whole lot of people get to know him. He was healing, he was doing everything, until one day a woman came to him. The woman was a lady teacher, and my friend is not even gone to school, but he was much older than me. He's an older man than me, but he was only doing this spiritual work. And this is a lady teacher who has gone to teacher training college and was teaching in a school. Very beautiful woman who said he wanted to marry him. She wanted to marry my friend, so they got married. They were living together, and anytime this voodoo or spirit of Bokor, call it whatever you want, Amaze comes, it possesses the woman. These are real stories. It's not like somebody's faraway story. I am telling you. So the Amaze, when the Amaze comes, it possesses the woman. And then the woman will go into the mode of going to pluck herbs, especially when there is a situation of healing or whatever. The woman will just go, when the Amaze, they are invoking Amaze. When Amaze comes, it just comes on the woman, and then the woman is in a different mode and she will be able to heal. So my friend had been using this lady and Amaze together, because anytime the Amaze comes, she will be the one through whom the Amaze will communicate through. So I even heard, I wasn't there, but I heard from a very, very close source that even people who could not walk, they brought them there. The Amaze could heal you and you can just get up and start walking. But my friend is a very good man. He also likes other women. He doesn't like only one woman. But this Amaze woman who the Amaze brought to my friend is very, very jealous and doesn't want my friend to share her with any other woman. And you know, in Africa, we are not Europeans, and we are not people who is one man, one wife. That is white man's way of looking at things. Instead of getting another woman and call her your wife, people will hide in the corner and call them mistresses and concubines. And they will say, I'm married to one woman, and then still they will be going around disgracing their own inner self by pretending and hypocritically saying that they are married to, there is only one wife. We don't believe in that. Africans don't believe in that. Of course, that is up to everybody. I said it the other day. Muslims can marry 5 and Christians will accept it. Muslims will accept it. But when you are not a Muslim, and even you are not a Christian, and you marry more than one wife, then people start complaining. I don't understand. What a hypocrisy. Because they say it is written in the Quran that they can marry more than one wife. Do you know what is written inside our tradition? Nobody knows what is written inside our tradition. So maybe in our tradition you can marry 20 wives, 30 wives, 40 wives. If you can maintain and take care of them and look after your children, why not? But people want to be Europeans. We are not. So this Amaze spirit is so jealous. So when my friend started following another woman that he was interested in, the Amaze spirit left. The woman herself left my friend, doesn't want to have any association. And after she left, not quite long, the spirit of Amaze came down and was not working seriously like before. Of course, he still prays to Amaze and do consultation, and through Afa, the Amaze guides him what to do. But the way the Amaze was possessing the woman who came to marry him was no more. So my association with this gentleman is much older than me. It's called Uno. You may see me when I'm praying. I usually call Uno of being Avegata Maze. So I call his name in my ancestral libation. So one time I was at his festival, and we were very close. Sometimes he comes to African Magic Temple and I come and stay for about a month and go back to his shrine in the village. So we were quite close. So one day I was at his shrine that the Togwe Amaze itself came to him and told him to introduce him to me. So we did a reading, and Amaze said he should teach me all that I can do to set him up so that he wants to work with me. He taught me everything. I recorded it down, but until today, when I came back, I have not even set up the Amaze yet. And my friend had passed on, he's no more alive, but I have got all recorded information. So anytime I wanted to work with Tobe Amaze, I would just set it up. But I don't want to have a situation where they will bring a woman into my life and the woman will be so jealous, and I don't want that. That's why one of the reasons why I don't want to set it up yet until I grow older, maybe. So Shamba, spirits are, when they are real, when spirits are real, they are real, you know. These are paranormal things, like what David Da Silva was saying. These are paranormal things that happen. And we don't have to have the white man to prove it that it is real before it is real. We know what is real. We don't need anybody to prove it to us. These are things that we have seen and we have interacted with, so we know. So if Western science does not prove it as authentic or this, that is their problem. It is not our problem. We can invoke spirits from anywhere and they come down. And if you are with us and we are doing, you see that it's happening. So it is up to you to say it is real or it's not real. We are not scientists in NASA establishment. We are scientists of nature. And we believe in the authenticity of nature. But who has proven God to anybody? The God in the Bible, why have they proven it before people are believing it? Has anybody proven it? Is it not also stories that people have written down? Just like anybody's story. But you see, when people are asking such questions, they don't go back into that. All the stories in the Bible, how many of us have seen this thing happen? Were we there? But then we accepted that it is real because it's written by white man. And this is nonsense. It's nonsense to think that if it's written by white man, then it's fine. And if it's written by the African, it has not been proven. Who should prove it? So these are the things that make the black man to continue to be in a mental slavery asylum. Yeah, because we always think that if it is not approved by the white man, then it is not good. We are trying to change the status quo of this. That's the work of African Magic Temple. So we have on TikTok Genio 2450 send likes to the host. HKO Electrical follow the host. Biggie Pimple Pimp1 say hello sir. Then we have Brown Napo follow the host. Brown Napo send likes to the host. Duque send likes to the host, and then we have Kajel 01 joining the section on TikTok. Thank you all very much for joining, and please, if you have questions, send me questions, and the ones that I can answer, I'll answer them if I know anything about them. Thank you everybody, and thank you Shamba.
Papa, I got one more question.
Go ahead, Shamba.
So the woman that the Amaze brought to the man, so would she be a good woman for him, but she's just jealous?
Yeah, because the spirit Amaze expresses itself in the woman. You know, earlier somebody asked a question about what is the equivalent of Ifa, what they call wives, spirit wife, and this, and I think it's on the Facebook from the very beginning. That there's it was by Mike Thomas when he asked the question that the spirit, what's the equivalent of so Togbe, what is the voodoo equivalent of Egbe, heavenly mates or spiritual wife in Ifa tradition? And I was explaining that we don't really have that, but if the spirit is working with you, it is believed that you are married to the spirit. So this lady that the Amaze spirit introduced to my friend, the Amaze spirit expresses itself in that woman. So the Amaze spirit became the wife of my friend in a physical form as the lady teacher. So anytime that the Amaze wanted to work, it is through the woman that it possesses, and the woman goes to get the herbs and the prayers that are supposed to be done, or any direction the woman will be given to the husband, and the husband will be following up and the things work. So directly and indirectly, my friend was married to the spirit. So that is what it is. So if the spirit were not reflecting itself in the form of that woman, maybe if my friend had married other women or was interested in other women, the spirit wouldn't have been angry. But since the spirit was in the form of the woman, she was jealous physically and spiritually, and did not want the man to share her with any other woman. I mean, I cannot do that, so I will not get that kind of spirit yet. When I grow old, I will do that.
Yeah, Papa, I get it. But it might be a good thing to have.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have if you can control yourself in the sense that you will not make her angry. Then, because what's the use of having a spirit with you and the spirit is always angry with you and does not want to work with you when it's angry?
Right.
Because my approach to spirituality is very, very practical. I want to work with spirits that can work with me under every circumstances or under any circumstances. Because at the end of the day, what I wanted to do is needing a spirit partner who can assist me on the spiritual plane while I also become their partner on the physical plane, so that we work hand in hand for the benefit of humanity. I'm not going to get a spirit that will be every day they are angry with you because you went to toilet and you didn't bath before entering their shrine, or you went to pee and you have to take shower. No. Those kind of spirits I don't want, and I'm not interested in them. They can be as great as God, wonderful as God. I don't want them.
Yes, I understand, Papa. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we are still on TikTok today. It's our first day, but we are having a lot of people joining TikTok. So we have HKO Electrical. Say, how do one locate you? We are on the Spinters Road in Accra, but then you can go on to Facebook and also YouTube. You find African Magic Temple. I think somebody should type it in the African Magic Temple, and then of course they'll type the telephone number if you want to book an appointment to see us or to visit the shrine. They will book an appointment for you. So yeah, we have African Magic Temple. That is us on Facebook, YouTube, on the TikTok, as well as on Clubhouse and Zoom. We have our website, and the work we are doing every day is there, so you can always see our past work. And if you are interested in visiting the shrine, you can call the number, and then they'll book an appointment for you. Thank you very much, HKO Electricals. And then we have Kofi Dogan. I think it's Kofi Dogan at the bottom. He says he has joined us. Thank you very much, Kofi. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, we don't have any. We have one person on YouTube, Benny Muswani in South Africa. Does incense alter the psyche of the user or works directly with the spirit to make it accessible? It's both way. Benny, it's both way. Incense, when you burn it, it works on your senses yourself, just like how any sweet aroma works on your senses. You know, there are certain perfumes when women wear it, it arouses men. Men are attracted to them. So there are certain perfumes that when men wear it, it also attracts women. So it is both way. You yourself, you are feeling very good that you wear such a perfume, and then it also works on this. That's why I think companies that are developing perfumes, they try to use so many things. Some even are using some animals parts to animal scent to be able to use to attract people, or for people who wear them to attract others. So it is in spirituality also. When you use perfume oils and incenses and sweet aromas in a spiritual setup, it attracts spirits. It makes the environment very conducive for them, that they can come in and manifest themselves. At the same time, it also gives you a peace of mind yourself, in the sense that you feel that you are in a secluded time and in a secluded environment, that the spirit, you are now in the presence of spirits, or expecting spirits to work with you. That's what incense does. So it works on your psyche as well as attracts the spirit that you are trying to call or to invoke to come to you. So it is both ways. It is either the incense is a perfume oil, or it is a dupe stick, or agarbati, or even like the one that I make at the African Magic Temple myself, which is our traditional incense that our ancestors taught us, or my teachers taught me. I prepare my own incense, and if you even, when you yourself, you are even getting the smell, it gives you kind of a peace of mind. And at the same time, it's supposed to bring attraction to you, whether it's your business or your person or whatever. Yeah, that one is not in the market. I'm preparing myself. Thank you very much, Benny. That's funny. Yes, okay, so we are almost getting to the end of today's program, and I'm not seeing many questions, and nobody is asking many questions, so we will soon be closing the section down. So far, I think I have answered almost all the questions that have been posted to us.
Please hold on. I think some of the questions are not showing.
Some questions are not showing, so please try to fetch them so that I can answer them.
Yes, please.
And on the, okay, I think we now transferred all this TikTok to the screen, so I can see it on the screen, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so we have a dear darling. So finally you are on TikTok. What do you call Sadia, how are you? It's been a long time. Yes, I know. Finally, I'm here. You told me almost a year plus ago, that I should get on to TikTok. But now, yes, finally, I'm here. Hope you are doing well. Akpe, I will come. I will talk with you on Messenger. Thank you. It's a no signal. It's the second computer, right?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. Okay, we have some. Those are the other ones, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we have a big sister Oluchi. So okay, say I have no much to say today, Papa. Just listening and watching with peace and love. Thank you thank you very much, big sister. I'm very, very grateful for continuous support and the love that you show. I'm very grateful. Then we have Mike Thomas saying, Tommy, to expand on what you said, I once heard the Supreme Chief of Mami Da out of Benin say that Mami water is a pantheon which includes many water spirits from all over the world, including Africa. Since water covers 72% of Earth, he says that many people don't fully know these things if they are not part of Mami waters with Mami Da Voodoo. So they mistakenly think Mami water is only a mermaid, but that is a vast pantheon. Yes, I Mike Thomas, I believe what she said. That's what I'm just saying, because a lot of people think that once you are not in the Mami water setup as it is, and then what you are dealing with is not Mami water. I 100% agrees with what he said, because Mami is water spirits can be called Mami water, or they can be called any other name, so long as they are water spirits. Some people can call them Mami water, but some not. Like me, all the ones I work with for a long time now, I don't call them Mami water. I just call them by their names, and then that's how I work with them. Thank you very much for that input. It's very interesting and very good. Then we have Lustig is saying, Papa, Papa, today the word of the day is paranormal. I used to know paracetamol. The word is paranormal. I used to know paracetamol. Why the thing is moving, I can't read it. Today, paranormal to my dictionary. Today I have added paranormal to my dictionary. Tell Mr. Paranormal to go out there and challenge things for himself. He will get his powers. Now, people think that what we teach at African Magic Temple is just a child's play, and as if we were like any other person who is just trying to pretend to be spiritualist. What I teach here are things that I have personally experimented and had experienced. I'm not teaching just anything in the air just to prove to people that I am a spiritualist. There's a lot of people out there on the internet who don't know what they are doing, and they are just scamming people, telling them lies, telling them things that do not even exist. At African Magic Temple, we are not looking for crowd. We are not looking for a big number of people to be our followers or whatever. Because whatever we teach here, we teach it to the brim. We teach it very, very well. And people who pass through this shrine, African Magic Temple, are the only ones who can be witness to this. We don't need to prove anything to anybody anywhere. And we are not like all other shrines. Our shrine is to educate, to inform, and to demystify the notion that our traditional spirituality is backward and devilish just because white man cannot understand. Thank you, Mr. Lustig. Add paranormal to your dictionary. I agree with you. Now, we have confidence in what we do here, and we are not going anywhere to prove it to people. But when you come here and you don't see changes in your life, then maybe you have to get a carpenter that can build a ladder for you, and you go to heaven, if there is any, to ask God why you have been trying. Everyone else is succeeding, but you are not succeeding. Yeah, that's the confidence we have. And Big Sister Oluchi was laughing and laughing again and laughing. So, Lustig, thank you very much for that I'm very grateful. People who say it has not been proven because nobody has proven paranormal. Who was there when Jesus was being crucified? You were there. And when he woke up, were you there? Before they wrote it in the Bible, and people are believing that Jesus will wake up on the third day. Who was there? Is it not somebody who wrote it down for you to come and read? You think we are stupid and foolish people here? You can see. So if it is not written by the white man, then it is not good. It's a Benny, we have read that one.
Yes,
yes, I have read that one. So I think we still have, okay, we have so many these things on TikTok. We have a dear darling. He said, I have dreams of my paternal great grandfather always saving me in dreams and asking me to go home. Yes, dear, I think. Is there something you want to say?
From there.
It start from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, dear. I'll go from the top first, and then dear darling, say I am fine, thank you. And then Fear Nature, wow, Papa, welcome to the new community. Thank you very much, Fear Nature. And then we have dear darling, say I hope you are fine too. Yes. So dear, I'm very, very fine. It's been a long time. And then we have Efia Nature say, I'm happy to see you guys. Thank you, Efia. Then we have Ibra D. Please give location details. Okay, we have already typed in the number, so if you want location, you can call, because at my shrine, you cannot just walk in and I will attend to you. It is my rule here. If you want to come to me, you have to let me know ahead of time. That's why you have to book an appointment. I don't just accept people who just walk in and say, I'm coming to see you. No. So best thing is the telephone number has been put there. Make a call, book an appointment. I will be there to attend to you. Then dear darling, you say, can you ask a question about dreams? Yes, you can. I have a dream of my paternal great grandfather always saving me in dreams and asking me to go home. And I have dreams of my grandmother asking me to sit on a throne she used to sit on. So, dear darling, I think that the dreams you are having, your ancestors are just trying to tell you a story that you should go back to the original things that they were doing before. So, whatever it is up to you now to make make a research on your family history, both on maternal and paternal side, to see exactly what your ancestors were doing before their generation moved to the current belief system that you are following. I believe strongly they are just trying to tell you to go back home, go back to the tradition, go back to the beginning, and there you will find truth and you will find life. So make more inquiries about your ancestral, paternal and maternal line to see what system of spirituality they were practicing before this current one. So, and I think dear Danny said, I have dreams of my, okay, we have read that one, and then the other one, and then, yes, I think we are done with that. Two others says something up there? No, that's okay. Yeah, this is, if you have tried them to put this on the screen so I can see, it's very good. It makes it easy.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
You put it well because it just makes it easier for me. Yeah. Okay. So we have Fia Asarua on Facebook. Good evening, Papa. Please, some people need location details to On TikTok, thank you. Okay, they will write it Africa Magic Temple. You need the phone. Okay, take it and put it on for them. Turn it around. He's not agreeing to see, he's always seeing.
I mean, yeah.
We don't know it. You and me are in the same boat. We don't know.
He knows.
So please send them location African Magic Temple and give them the location on Facebook and wherever. But the address is fine.
Yeah, the phone number.
Phone number. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
He knows. Then you better watch how he's doing so next time you can do yourself. Yeah, because I for me, I'm old school. So we have Daniel, who is also on Senyo, is here. Big brother Eko is here, and we have Fafa also is here. Welcome, all of you. Welcome to you for coming. And please post some questions so that we can all juggle it out and see how we can work it out. People don't know that the spirit exists.
No.
Let the spirit attack you and you see. It's only that we at Africa Magic Temple, we are doing our best not to use spirit to attack people. Otherwise, people will be jumping up and down and say we want to use it to help humanity. Go to some shrine. If they say you will die tomorrow morning, go and hide inside God's pocket. You will die. Yeah, hey. Knife can kill and also can do good things. It depends on the person who is holding it.
266. Let me get that number. Yes.
Which number?
The consultation number.
0262. Oh, not that one.
Yes, please.
0262 36 75 78.
0262.
But it is already on the TikTok. I already put that number there.
Yes, it's just that for the chat.
Chat. Okay.
Check. Yeah. And the application. Yeah. Application.
Okay, so let's go back to. Okay, I think we have a. Okay, Dia was saying here that it is confusing because my grandmother is Ewe and my grandfather is a Dagomba. Yes, the Northerners, the Dagombas, or the Northerners in general, the Inzimas of Western region and the areas of the Volta region or the Eastern region of Ghana form the three axes, the triangular axis of spirituality in Ghana. So if your mom or your grandmother is an Ewe and your grandfather is Dagomba, then you have acquired both. No wonder you speak Ewe so beautifully. So that means you are a double axle. You are getting from Dagomba, you are getting from Ewe, you are super. So please, the Dagombas have very beautiful what do you call it, spiritual practices. And I know I was telling you about my stepmother who came originally from Ketekrachi, but the mother came from Salaga. And I believe Salaga is either the Dagombas or something, I'm not sure. But That's where she came from, and their family roots is the Dente Shrine at Ketekrachi, and they do wonderful stories we have heard from our mother when we were growing up. So yeah, so you have to really go deeper into both sides and see what was there and what is still remaining, then you can follow. And if you are interested to learn from other people, you can always, because the areas, whether it is from Vedome or from Anglon or from Togo or from Dahomey or from Ghana, we all have beautiful spiritual practices. It's the same everywhere, and you can be helped by anybody to go back to your roots. So, dear, do your best and follow up. Then we have dear darling. Oh no, somebody said McCaffrey, Posh. Follow the post. Then the other is viewers, please tap on your screen so the live can reach a larger audience. Thank you very much for that. And then if you are nature, I say you should should pin it there like how it is on other pages. Okay, if you are, thank you very much. Then McCarthy Post send likes to the host, and then if you are nature, send likes to the host. Bubune Tameklo send likes to the host, and then Agbevivi send likes to the host. Some Vigilante one, if you are nature, it is not even in. Okay. Then some vigilante say can't see, and then the other say I will try and go to Afia de Niba. Okay, and that's the roots of your grandmother. Oh, great, that is wonderful. That's wonderful, dear. And then dear say and Yendi. Okay. Then dear say I will, please. That's very beautiful. And then Tommy Darling is joined. Tommy Darling has joined the TikTok fund. Are you having difficulty?
No, Costa.
Are you putting the address?
Yes, Costa.
Costa. But they have to make appointment. I don't want people walking in when I'm busy and then say, I want to see you, I want to see you. But if they go onto my profile, the telephone number is there already. In the profile on TikTok, the telephone number is there. So Sadia, anytime you have chance to come to Spinters Road, call me and let's meet. Thank you. And then we have gift Chinyes Eze join. Yes. Then we have Ben Asempa also joining. Okay, we'll come, sir. Thank you very much, dear. We'll talk again. I'll get in touch with you on Messenger. Since I'm not on Facebook, that's why you don't really see me. But I've been seeing you on Messenger when you are live, so I'll try to connect to you. Are we okay now? Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. Then are we done with okay, I think Efia Asariwa was saying good evening there. And then go on Zoom and see if we have anybody there. And then if not, let's go to YouTube and then come to Clubhouse. You said there's nobody there.
If I born me.
And she said she just want to be listening, so that it's okay. Yeah. Okay. So now let us go on to Clubhouse, and if anybody has anything to say, please. Okay, we have RRR who is asking the question, does rain represent good luck in voodoo? It depends. In my village where I come from, Hohoi, what happens is that when we do things, or there's a festival, or there's something that is happening, and we after the rituals and the prayers and the vosa, and then rain falls, it is regarded as a good luck. But if you do certain spiritual things, like where you have to work with black powder to create certain situations, to make things to change for the better for you or your client or your community, when rain falls, it's a bad thing because it destroys the power of the black powder. So it depends on where you put it. It could be for good, it could also be for bad, depending on what you are doing before the rain comes after. What is happening?
Just figuring out how to pin.
We don't know how to pin it. If you don't know how to pin it, just write it there.
It's a little different.
We are having difficulty pinning our number on the on TikTok, because you should understand that today is our first day on TikTok and we don't really master it yet. But as time goes on, we will learn how to do all this. So please bear with us. We are very new here. The ones that we are used to, we know how to do. But this one is a new thing for us, so we will not know everything. We will not know everything today, but as time goes on, sure, we'll get there, we'll master it and be able to do when you call for it. You see, they're giving you some warning there. They say the stream's current by rate is 945.64 kbs. It's lower than the recommended bit.
Sometimes.
Okay. Then open the TikTok again. Let me see if there's anything there so that we can close today's section. Were you able to pin it? Not really. Okay, so some vigilante, I think you can just type it directly to him, so at least. When you send it to him, won't he get it? He'll get it. Yeah. Okay, I think we are done with all that we have here.
Mr. Bokor, this is Bill. Can you hear me?
Yes, Zela, I can hear you.
I just wanted to go back to Samba's question about Mami Watas and just ask for clarification. I watched a video, a documentary this week, and it was set in, I'm not sure where it was, but it was in Nigeria. It was like in central Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And so it was all about this particular kind of like a town, maybe a village, I don't know, where it was just kind of showing how they revere Mami Wata there. And then it was the first time that I heard that there were multiple Mami Watas and that Mami Wata could be male or female. So then you just confirmed it today, I think, saying that it just generally means a category of water spirit. And one of the other things that they mentioned, I need to go back and watch it because I wasn't really paying close attention when I had it on, was that a lot of the people who follow Mami Wata, at least there, in that particular place, they're kind of like outside of the mainstream, that they were kind of like, I don't think they said they kind of walked to the beat of the drum of their own path and that kind of thing, the drum of their own rhythm, like they're kind of outside of the norm. And I wondered if you could speak on that. I mean, do you have any observations about the kinds of people that are interested in Mami Wata?
Okay. From my own experience and observation, then people who are really interested in Mami Wata that I have seen are people who wanted to get rich quickly. Because it is believed that Mami Watas possess a lot of wealth. So people want to have Mami Wata so that their lives will become successful, they can be rich and be able to make money for themselves and maybe for the people who depend on them. That is what I have seen about Mami Wata. And also, sometimes people who want to be respected in society also want to work with Mami Wata. Why do I say this? Because most of the people who declare themselves Mami Wata priests or Mami Wata priestess, they dress very elegantly with a whole lot of beads and all kind of things to show that I am a priest or I am a priestess of Mami Wata. That's my observation. But I cannot tell, maybe that is not what they are trying to portray, but that's how I look at them. I work with a lot of water spirits from even before my children were born. I've been working with water spirits, but I never call them Mami Wata. And I live a very simple life. And that doesn't mean that they are not working with me. I don't need to live an extravagant lifestyle or dress elegantly or elaborately to prove that I am a priest or I'm a priest, somebody who deals with spirits. Me, I wear my jeans and wear my shirt and my t-shirt, I mean my slipper. But I'm okay, the spirits still work with me. So that's why I am saying that the people who are fond of Mami Wata, unless of course they are on a spiritual path for long and they are only needing these mamis to come in as an extra, will I call it celestial entities to come and help their work, then that is a different story. But most of the time, people who are looking for a quick way in life, they are the people who follow these dreams of Mami Wata, and most of them have been duped, scammed, deceived, and they never got anything than dressing. And they also, from there on, they also went on to be deceiving other people. But those who have real Mami Wata, you will not see them showing off that they can work with the mamis. I have shared a story long time ago when I was in the Philippines that I went with my daughter and my ex-wife and my in-laws to Coco Beach in the Philippines. I think that person is either Boracay or Batangas or whatever. I can't remember the area, but there's an island called Cocoa Beach, which is a holiday island. And no cars go there, it's all in boat. And we were coming back from there, and we had a boat accident in the middle of the sea. I only called on my spirit Akai, and it came out of the sea and lifted the boat until the water cooled down, and he put the boat back on the sea. And this is, I have a video of it. I mean, when the action was happening, we were all panicky, so I couldn't make the video, but after everything settled and people were crying and they gave us life jackets to wear, I made a video of that, and I still have the video. It's a serious proof that something is there. And as I was saying today, that Akai is also a Mamiwata. That means when I called upon him during that sea accident, it did not disappoint me, but it came out of the water and supported me.
Okay, and then you said the word Tokwesu, I think?
Tokosu, and to means water in a river. To. T-O-R, if you want to use the English alphabet to spell it. To. Kosu. Tokosu will be the one that has power over water, or the one that is the king or queen of the water. Tokosu. It's the same thing people call Mamiwata, because Mami means a woman who lives inside water. So Mamiwata simply means a woman that lives in water. But Mamiwatas are not only women, they are also male Mamiwatas. But they don't call them Papawata. They are calling all of them Mamiwata.
Wait, they still call us male Mamiwata?
Yes, yes, they call them, they say they're a male Mamiwata. That's why they will never call them Papawata. They will call all of them Mamiwata. So they are male water entities, which maybe if we want to use the correct English word, we'll have to call them Papawata. But I think this guy is not getting the number. You don't need to worry about him. It has been kept there many times, so don't worry. It has been sent to him, he can check it. So the word Mamiwata actually means mother of water. But there are male energies of that nature, like Akai here is a male energy, it's not a female energy. But it is also a water spirit. Even though we say it is a sun sphere energy, but it lives in water.
Okay. And then I think you probably touched on this before also, but sometimes I need to hear things a few times before it sticks, or it sticks together. Like I have parts of different things, and then they have to come together in a way. But often when we see the movies, and I know you're gonna like criticize me for saying that, but like in the movies, you have to, and in documentaries too, so it's not just movies, people doing like West African spiritual rituals often have like white powder on in different ways. Sometimes it's like powdered patterns, or sometimes it's generally powder on their faces and parts of their bodies. What does that represent?
It represents victory.
Victory?
Victory, V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. That's what powder represents in our tradition. Victory. When you are vindicated and things are working. You are calling me? No. When you are vindicated in a matter in our culture, people pour water and powder on you to show you are victorious. And in spiritual practice, we pour water or we sprinkle as a powder, talcum powder on spirits to show them that we are respecting them, just like how you give alcohol in libation pouring. sometimes you sprinkle them with a white talcum powder to show your respect to them, and also to tell them that you are happy with them working with you, that they are victorious in their own way. So that is it. And certain people who put powder in their face and sometimes they circle their one eye with powder, those people I don't know. That's what I was saying. Why I say I don't know why they have to circle one eye with powder before they can see or they can hear. I don't know. I never circle my eyes with anything that I can see anywhere and I can hear from anywhere. So one thing is that everybody who is practicing spiritual practices are from different backgrounds. And then it is the way they are taught, that's how they respond to things. But I was not taught in that way, so I don't do such kind of things, but that doesn't mean I don't see or I don't hear. Sometimes I think it's also a way to dramatize things and also to put fear and confusion in many people, especially when the spiritualists wanted to prove to you that it is beyond human nature or human being. Then they do all kind of things, they do all kind of dancings and running around, and people pretending to be hearing things in the air and turning their necks, turning their ears. You know, people have all kind of dramatic things. Real spirituality is very gentle and full of respect, and it has nothing to do by deceiving or trying to pretend to be what you are not.
Okay, and so my vocabulary word that I want to get more clarification on today is oracle. What does that mean?
The oracle means the deity, and the deity that speaks. And that's called an oracle, especially in divination. It simply means deity. It simply means spirit. It means voodoo. So most of the time we use the word oracle when we are doing divination or we are consulting. That's what we call the oracle says this, because that's what it is, because it has its own formula, just like a computer.
Okay, is the oracle fa or is it the code?
It could be
that's
anything.
being interpreted?
It could be anything. Afa could be the oracle. Any voodoo that can speak and communicate with you can be the oracle. The mirror here can be called oracle. It is not necessarily only fa.
So it could be any part of the system of divination?
Yes. Because at the end of the day, in the divination, it's not you, the person who is divining, that has the power. It is the spirit world that is talking through you, through the system that you are using. So it is the oracle. So it's the deity or spirit can be called oracle when you are using them in the form of divination. So that's what it is.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you too. So we have dear darling sharing the live video, and then some vigilante is still not happy, is laughing, or John Kuduabo. John Kuduabo is saying is also laughing, and then some vigilante try hard and join and pin the number like how you are pinning the question. Okay, Sam, they had tried to pin the number many times and it is not. But they have written the number there in the comments. So if you can go back into the comments of Agbevivi, you will find the number there. We are very new on TikTok and we don't know everything about it yet. They've been trying to pin it, it's not pinning. But if it is number you wanted, you can go into my profile on TikTok, the number is there. Don't stress us. And then we have Liam 2333 send likes to the host, and then Liam again said insightful, and again said more wisdom, Daddy William. Thank you. So it is who is saying that. Then we have Papa Poku join us. He said,
It's from this school, like, it has this own way of doing things.
Who?
TikTok.
They have their own way of doing things. It's not like what we are used to. That's why I say we are not used to it. So we are new here. So nobody should stress us. Yeah, we are doing our best, and if it's not coming, we have written the number that it is in the profile. You can find it. You know me, I'm very straight to the points here. I don't play games here. This is not a game. No, there was this is the bed. Let me get that. There's some names there. Let me get it there. This one is RRR. That's rain. Okay, we finished that one. And then he will RRR followed by saying, to follow up on what you and Zeal said, I have read that you must be born with Mami, but many people are chasing Mami water, but they are not born with it. Yes, RR, you are very right. You know, we say, what RR is saying is true in the sense that there is something they call in Eve Afa called Taji Voodoo. Ta means head, and G means on top, and Voodoo means spirit. So when they say Ta Ji Voodoo, that means the spirit that has come with your head into this world, or the spirits that are on your head before you came into this world, which the Yoruba call Orisha, the spirit of Orisha, spirits of your head. So there are certain people who, when they get Afa, the oracle that comes for them, or the Afa Odu, or the Afa Du, the Ifa Odu or Afa Du that comes for them, will show all the spirits that they came into the world with. In a very simple sense, means in your past life, you had dealt with these entities or energies at one time. So when you are coming back into this world again, these very energies have also come into the world with you. They are in your destiny. So they came into this world with you. So when you are initiated into Afa or Ifa, the oracle that will fall for you, or whatever the oracle will fall for you, will indicate what kind of spirits or entities or deities that had followed you into this world. Earlier we were talking about, Aries talk about Maupe, Esepe, Fetome, Cheode. All these people are, these names in Ebe refer to where our destinies or souls were before we came into the physical world. And it is believed and probably known that everything that you are doing here, you probably had done it in the past life or in another life before coming into this physical world. And you are only continuing, and whatever you will do here, when you are going back, you again take them with you until you appear again at another time in another physical space. So this is what Zil was saying, and this is what I was saying. So we believe in Fetome, we believe in Sepe, we believe in Maupe and Cheode, and it has other names in other Ebe dialects. So yes, you are right. So this is it. So some people did not come into this world with Mamiwata, but because they heard that Mamiwata can make you rich, then they are following Mamiwata anyhow, and they are not getting success. But those who came with Mamiwata, if they do a very simple ritual for you or vosa for you, things will start working. But to know whether you have come into this world with Mamiwata or not, the best thing is to get initiated into Afa or Ifa. Then you know which Taji voodoo that came here with you. Thank you. Then last thing is, it's always a pleasure to add some humor to the lesson, but my main aim is to plead with you to have mercy on some of us, to keep on impacting your wisdom in us. We are lucky to be alive in your time. Do not let the little ones provoke you. Oh no, I was just joking. So I'm just joking. Thank you very much, Lastic. I'm very grateful. I'm just joking. People can't provoke me to the point that I will not continue teaching what I am teaching. It's only sometime when you are explaining things and people come with from a different background and wanted to bring things that would disturb or make my water mad, that I react like that, because what I am teaching here are not from any books that you are going to see anywhere and read. They are from my personal experiences, and the things that I learned from my teachers. I'm not talking about any other person's experiences, mine. And once in a while, I'll refer to someone that I have known personally and had actually interacted with. But most of the time, everything I'm teaching here is my own personal experiences, and I can prove it to people who are my students that this is what it is. And when they also follow on the same principles that I am taking, they will surely meet it. So when people say that nothing has been proven, who to prove it to? Where have everybody been? Have they been everywhere? Right? When they talk that Jesus Christ woke up on the third day and the whole world believed it, who was there? Is it not a book that was written and we are believing? And then you say, you are saying that it was only a hearsay. Jesus Christ waking up is also a hearsay. Who was there? And the Bible was, the modern Bible was even written many years after Jesus died. So who was there? And it was not even people who witnessed the situation at the time. They were not even the ones who wrote the book. It is all according to. Okay, I think we are almost done for today. We can't be here forever. We have want to talk with you one-on-one. What about if you want to do a consultation? Yes, we'll give you a number. They will give you attention and they will answer your questions for you. And then that is who is it? Ansi Baby. And then we have Biru GH sent likes to the host, and Ansi Baby said, please, where are you located? That we are in Accra on the Spinters Road. Please take a pen and paper and write this number down. If you are calling from Ghana, it's 0262 367578. If you are calling from outside, it's +233 262 367578. You can always get in touch with us. Thank you very much. Is it Icing Baby? Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you got that. Then we have Niniwa Ghana. Niniwa Gloria also joined the section. Yeah. So thank you, and thank you everybody. I'm going to close today's section. And I'm going to, because my son is going back to school and they are ready to go. He's going back to the boarding house. They were on meetings and he's going back to the boarding house. So I have to let them go because it's getting late. They are going very far. Thank you all, everybody. I'm sorry if I have not answered your question. It is either I have not seen it or the network didn't bring it to us. But then I believe now that we are on TikTok, we will be on it again next week, and I think we have Daniel Kwaja is also joining the TikTok section. Thank you very much, everybody. So I'm going to pour a libation. If nobody has anything to say, then let me go ahead and pour libation. But if you have anything to say, I'll give you 1 minute to tell me. We have 6417112603 joining the section. Thank you very much, everybody who has joined today's section. Ago, Mauga Sobolisa, Mauga Kitikata, Mauga 7 Dakwe, Bemida way. Malami Abasi, Metobe, Mamma Peti, Mayami, that different Potoka, Potos and Poto with team and Potaudi Davameja, Baba will give you a dame. Ema yape ni yape kuro do sagba japo vipo no ape ni ape to englo ni ape to asin ape to wonu popo no na yo ni ti na yo akinto la da pe me yo akla ku ntosi na da pe me yo mi ape te da gbe ji me yo mi do me yo akai me yo jopata me yo afana go afago ma ti so pepe le tomo so le me da pa vidi me yo pali gbe meji yeku meji woli meji di meji lo so meji mali meji abla meji akla meji buda meji sa meji ka meji trupe meji tula meji lete meji chele meji fu meji Well, the check to la mayo, Clever Vivo, what over the Amatoba, and the name of Winnie. I had a middle. Maybe we take coming with that, but I'm going to flow. Then maybe we take Union, you or Doyle. Oh, Cosramen, Donny, Donny, I'm a second betty, Ngobay, Nevalo. I go, wouldn't even have a poem, and I'm going to need a one in the American, my American, Black American, and American, a Sinini, I'm a cinema, and Banana, different. Okay, so we are done with today, and thank you everybody on Clubhouse, Zeal, and what do you call it, Zeal, Shamba, and Ray, and the people who ask questions. I'm thanking all of you for being part of this, and of course Tiffany, Nuku, Fafa, and Senor, all of you, my best regards to you during the new week. Yeah. And then thank you, Zio. And then Ifabumi Ronda, Valentine, saying that thank you very much for the teachings, Papa. Thank you very much, big sister. I'm very grateful that you joined. Okay, so we are closing today's section. Until next week, may the ancestors continue to be with you. And then big sister Oluchi say, and then of course Lustig also saying that Papa, why is it that with some deities they tell you you can say your prayers? You can say your prayers or wish, but not anything negative. Can you tell us something about this? No, because most deities want to do good. They don't want to go punishing people or destroying people. But we are human beings, so sometimes when somebody makes us angry, we want the deities and the spirits that are with us to punish the person. But one thing is that when you send a spirit to go and punish somebody, it is not the spirit's responsibility. It is you who will reap the karma. So maybe the person who introduced that spirit to you is trying just to caution you so that you don't add more karma, more sanskara to your life. That's why they ask you only ask